Hey guys, welcome to another weekly pick a card reading. You'll notice the setup here today is a bit different. I wanted the camera above the cards. That way you guys could really soak in the images and the messages on the cards throughout the reading. Now, today's video topic idea I've had on my backlog for a while, but one of my subscribers did comment in my video last week, hey, you should do a video topic on this. And I thought, okay, that's a sure sign from Spirit that it's time to do this pick a card reading because I've been wanting to do it for a while. Let me give you a breakdown real quick what this reading is all about. So your aura color, everyone has an aura color, okay? And the aura color is associated with one of the 7 chakras within our body. Each of these chakras has a particular color. The chakra that we utilize most or most strongly reflects in our aura, the energy and the color of our aura. Now, I have had my aura photograph taken many times, and if I was back at home, I would show you guys some pictures. It's so cool, but the coolest thing about it is that I've had my aura taken, like I said, many times on different cameras with different people. And each time, the color of my aura always comes out orange yellow, okay? Now, I have a friend named Shy, which shout out to Shy if she's in the comments. I'm not sure if she's watching this week, but she has also had her aura photograph taken at least 20 times. She has such a large collection, and it goes back like 5 years on many different cameras with many different photographers just like me. And every single time, I kid you not, her aura comes out like a purple indigo color, okay? So I strongly believe in auras, in the chakras, and the reflection of our energy in color. And some of you may not be able to see auras with your physical eyes, okay? But I find it's very common for children to be able to do this. But you can also see someone's aura through your third eye, which means you're not physically seeing it, but you just know what it is. I know when I was a little girl, I associated all my friends and family members with certain colors. You know, I had a friend and a cousin that I was like, well, they're yellow. They're just yellow. And my sister, she's pink, and my mom is red. And it wasn't until I got older and started studying about the chakras and auras and spirituality that I realized that's what I was doing back then. I was seeing my friends and family and loved ones' auras through my third eye. So your aura and its color reflects a lot about your personality, your traits, your values, your strengths, all of this. And I don't have an aura camera here with me today, but what I do have is this pick a card reading. Each pick a card represents one of the chakras and therefore your aura color, okay? And so by choosing a pile today, you can discover what color your aura is and why and what that means for you and what Spirit wants to talk to you about in regards to your aura or the chakra that you lean on and utilize most. So I'm going to tell you guys, just like the aura photographer told me, what to do before snapping my photograph. And I want you guys to do this as you're choosing your pile. So I want you to close your eyes real quick, maybe take a deep breath, relax your body, your mind, and I want you to think about what it means to be you. Who are you in your purest form? What is your essence? What does that feel like? Okay? When you feel like you've sunk into that feeling enough, open your eyes and see which pile you instantly gravitate towards. Timestamps for everything will be down below, and I'll meet you guys there. Hey Pile 1, welcome to your reading. Can't wait to get into this with you. Let's see what's going on with your aura, what color it is, what chakra that's associated with, and what Spirit wants to say to you. Now I want to first show you the card topper you all gravitated towards, which is this gorgeous stone doorway with these cast iron bars in front of it. Let's see what it says on the back. It says, Jude's Song, a reminder for even the most hopeless of lost cases You can find peace within the strangest of places. That's beautiful. So this card's really speaking to the willpower and the strength that we have as individuals to choose our outlook, to choose what we allow to get us down and what motivates us to push forward. And these are all things associated with the solar plexus chakra, which is what this pile is all about. So the solar plexus chakra is located kind of just above our belly button, and it's the color yellow, okay? It's associated with our self-esteem, our confidence, our personal power, and our willpower, okay? So we'll get into some more details about that and what Spirit wants to say to you in regards to the solar plexus chakra in your life and this yellow aura energy that's around you. Let's get into the tarot actually first. All right, we have King of Cups, the Hermit. Now this is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is Virgo energy. Then we have Queen of Swords, air energy. So Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius. Wow, you guys have all the elements here. And then we have Page of Wands, which is fire energy. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Is that what I said here? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, I'm getting all mixed up. Okay, let me take a roll of the die real quick. All right, we have Cancer, Saturn and Cancer in the first house. Let me put this up here. All right, so this is what I like about what I'm seeing here is you guys, first of all, your chakras seem really, really in balance because we have a card reflecting each of the elements in astrology or in the tarot. And our chakras, sometimes there can be blockages, things can be out of whack. But even though you guys' aura is this bright, beautiful yellow color, I really see that you're utilizing all of the chakras really well, and I'm not feeling any blockages here. This is great. You guys feel like you have achieved true balance in your life. I think a lot of you, your aura color maybe used to be a different color. It feels like, especially with Saturn here, because Saturn signifies maturity and hard work and effort, and sitting in the first house of the self, of the body, in Cancer, which is all about nurturing, emotional nurturance, how to take care of ourselves. I feel like your aura and your whole chakra system has received a major upgrade the past few years. And you just have this bright, beautiful yellow aura that's all around you. And it's been achieved through your own hard work, kind of like the Jude song says. I think there used to be a tendency towards maybe a victim mindset, maybe not even a victim mindset. Maybe you guys truly were victimized in your life, and there were some really tough things to work through. And I think that you were giving a lot of your personal power to people outside of you. Like, when are they going to do this? When are they going to change? When is this going to happen? Like a lot of waiting going on. And it feels like one day you guys were like, you know what? I don't need to wait for them. I can make the changes. I want to see a difference in my life, and I'm going to do it. And I love the Hermit here too, because it's showing that all of your confidence, all of your self-esteem, all your willpower, all these things is so associated with the solar plexus chakra. It's coming from your own self. This is something that you found in your own solitude, in your own spiritual enlightenment, in what you sought out and discovered on your own. And notice the Hermit here, he's holding this lantern of what? Of yellow light, and it's guiding him. This is beautiful. You guys feel confident. You feel strong. I'm seeing smiles on your faces. It feels as if you bring smiles to other people as well. But again, it's all very balanced, okay? There's this good balance between maturity and naivety and curiosity, you know, knowledge, and in that being knowledgeable, knowing your truth and standing strong in that, but also keeping an open mind about things. Look at the balance here, you guys. We have a king, we have a queen, so that's the masculine and feminine balance of energies, and then we have the page, which is the inner child. It's the youthfulness within us and that curiosity, and it's all encompassed by the Hermit, which is a super strong card. It's about strength found in your own solitude. So you guys have truly, your aura, the energy of your solar plexus is so strong. It has helped you to navigate your way through your own life by your own accord, make the decisions you need to make, how you need to make them, and your confidence has just blossomed and grown in this energy. So let's take a look at the stone cards that came out for you. This is my favorite one because this doesn't even look, I don't even understand how the earth could produce something like this. It looks man-made, right? So cool. Okay, so this is bismuth, Who needs it? The easily distracted, burners, and people who are very bored. And when to use it? For those looking for some psychedelic influence without swallowing the red pill, lie on your back and take 10 or 100 or 1,000,000 powerful breaths through your mouth with bismuth placed on your forehead. Then break out of tired gray thought patterns and get en route to a more colorful, energized life. And look at the bottom, it says rewrite your code with rainbows. So this is a huge energy upgrade you guys have gone through. Your aura did not used to be yellow, or even if it was yellow, when we take an aura photograph, we can see the health of our aura based on the clarity of the photo. So if the photo comes out looking kind of foggy or murky, it indicates an issue with our energy. So I feel like in the past, your aura was kind of murky, like it needed some cleansing, okay? And now it's bright, it's glistening, it's fresh, and it's from your own willpower. You rewrote the code with rainbows, just like Jude's song, having that positive outlook, remembering your own strength. Okay, let's look at this card. This is CHAKRAS. Hope I'm saying that right. Who needs it? Explorers searching for the fountain of youth. This reminds me of the Page of Wands card. When to use it? When it's time to forgive that person who hurt you most, your parents, and most of all yourself. You are not a doormat. You are an evolved being. When you feel like giving up on love, Chrysippus gives you the green light to keep going. And it says, grow from your heart out. And this green color, this is associated with the heart chakra, whereas this is associated with the throat chakra, third eye chakra. So those may be chakras that you are currently working to upgrade, to get more in touch with. And I think it'd be good to do kind of what the cards recommend here, keeping that positive outlook, but also living life through the heart. I feel like most of you guys have worked through this, though, the forgiveness that's needed. I do feel like you're chasing after your own inner child. You're sick of focusing on the areas of life, the things from your past that bring you down, that make you feel weak, that make you feel sad. Now you're like in this phase of, you know what, I just want to keep looking outward. I want to learn more. I want to have fun. I want to have adventures, and I want to do it all by myself and through my own accord. But I do feel for those of you who gravitated towards this pile due to this upgrade and the energy that you've had, I feel that new relationships are coming into your life. You're attracting beautiful people just like you are. And I see some really healthy relationship dynamics, love for a lot of you. And it comes through, like I was speaking on at the beginning of the video, even if people can't see your aura with their physical eyes, they can feel it. They can see it with their third eye, with their intuition. And this big, bright yellow aura that you have, just like the sun, it attracts people. It attracts people that want to see the good in things. It attracts people that love the light, okay, versus, vampire-like energies. So I'm seeing you kind of bringing people in towards you, people kind of flocking. People have noticed this upgrade, okay? All right, so we have the void of course moon. It says nothing will come of this situation, as well as the hold your vision card, which is the fixed moon. Now, this void of course moon is reminding me of the hermit card. When the moon is void of course, what this means is it's not making any aspects to any other planets or planetary energies. It is on its own. It's not working with anything else in that moment. Like nothing is going to be produced from this, because right now the moon is just on its own in silence, seeking, okay? And I feel like a lot of you realize that, you know what, to get back in touch with my own energy, I have to fully go within, go into myself and find out what that means and what that is. Dig out the gold, the buried treasure that's beneath that. So I do see that you guys went into a closeted sort of phase. Could have been by your own choice, could have been forced. Either way, you guys found a way to make the most of it. And now this is about holding your vision, the fixed moon. This, look, again, the moon is perfectly balanced here. It's half full, half empty. There's an equilibrium, just like with you guys' energy, with your solar plexus chakra. And so I do feel that there's some really great ideas you guys have had, things that have gotten you excited, ready to move forward. And so Spirit's really just encouraging you to stay on this path, okay? You guys are doing such a good job. Hold that vision that you have for your future. Whatever it is you're wanting to create, cleanse away, make anew, okay? Yeah, the path right now for you guys is forward, forward, forward. Whatever is in the past, I feel like it's already been dealt with, okay? It's already been cleansed, it's been healed. You guys are on a path towards the future, and I'm really excited for you in that sense. Okay, let's look at these cards here. All right, we have the Choices card, as well as the Invisible card. Again, reminding me of the Hermit and the Void, of course, Moon. So another message I'm getting for you guys in this reading is that there was a time period where you guys did need to go within to balance out your energies. I think some of you are now hesitant to go back out into the world because you know how much work it took to balance your energies after allowing so many things and people to affect it, that you're like, maybe it's safer if I just kind of stay within. That way I can maintain this balance because I'm feeling really good. But Spirit's saying, no. It's time for you guys to get back out there, to keep chasing after those plans and those goals. You are 10 times stronger now than you were then. You guys know now how to maintain your energies, okay? How to assert your boundaries, how to maintain that willpower. So although energy always takes maintenance, it's never going to get back to where it was before. You guys have matured in a new way. It's time to get back out there. Okay, everyone, I mean, you have this beautiful yellow aura that's meant to shine for others, all right? Now, these cards, I do want to read the meanings. Oops, sorry. So I'm going to go through the book real quick and read these cards. The definitions aren't too long in this book. So let's read Choices. All right, every choice you make has a consequence. Even your thoughts are like magnets, drawing experiences to you for the good or for the bad. Now, again, this reminds me of that Jude song card as well as the Rewrite Your Code. This is something you guys have done a great job of realizing, how much power your own perspective holds. The thoughts that things you think about, what you choose to soak in, what you choose to focus on. That's been the magic here in your life. Like you guys have found your lamp, your light. It says, do you know the story of a winged immortal in the house of night who had to choose between the dark and the light? Do you know what he chose? Right now you are faced with such a choice. All you need to do is ask, is this for the highest good? The choice you make will be an important step in your life lessons. Remember, even not deciding is a choice. What will it be? Interesting. Okay, so this is reminding me, okay, so the dark and the light. A lot of this has to do with who you were in the past, who you're wanting to be in the future. How do I balance out my new self with my old self? And does that mean I have to let go of these people, or can I keep up with these things, or let go of this job? So some of you guys feel kind of stuck in this situation, even though your energy feels good, okay? You guys have done really, really good. It is time, though, to make a choice. Even though this healing period, this silent period was needed, was excellent for you, now Spirit is urging you to get back out there, to get out of this void of course situation and to start making aspects with other energies, with other people, with certain choices. All right? Okay, let's look at the Invisible card. Okay, it says, sometimes you may feel like you don't fit in, as if you're invisible to others. As your goddess, I see you, I know you, and I believe in you. Know that not everyone has the ability to recognize you fully, and that perhaps they are so caught up in their own stories that they can't see you. It's okay, because those who can see you are the important companions on your path to finding your magic. Another meaning for the symbol you have chosen is that circumstances may require you to step back and remain in the shadows. Now is not the time for you to tell all and show everyone your truth. Being invisible protects you from harm right now, so that you can observe your surroundings without being vulnerable. Stay hidden and watch what others do before acting. Interesting. So yeah, I feel like some of you are kind of in the midst of this phase. Some of you have already graduated out of this, and this is behind you. Okay, but there always comes a time when we've gone through a big change that we start to question how other people are going to react to this change, how much we're obligated to share with them to remain integrous, okay? And I think it trips a lot of people up. Here's the facts. Not everyone is entitled to know all the ins and outs about what's changed with you, how you've changed. That doesn't mean you should lie, but it also doesn't mean that you have to open up about everything and give all the details, especially if no one's asked, right? Silence is always allowed. Not responding can always be a response, not engaging in something. So you don't have to flat out lie, but you also don't have to feel obligated to open up and divulge everything, because it is how we keep ourselves protected in situations. So of course it depends on the intimacy and the partnership that we're talking about. You know, there's a big difference in what needs to be shared with a coworker versus what needs to be shared with a spouse, right? But I feel like you guys are going to figure all of this out because your willpower, your strength has gotten so strong over the past few years. I feel like it has a lot to do with Saturn in your chart and where he's transiting and what he is helping with. But overall, if you guys were to take a aura photograph at this time, I have no doubt that it would come out big, bright, and yellow, but also clear, crystal clear and glistening. This is the color of your aura. So congratulations to you all. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Comment below. Let me know about what you thought about the color of aura that you gravitated towards. The solar plexus chakra. Has yellow always been a color that you have associated with yourself or that others have? I would love to know. But I will let you guys go here and I'll see you for next week's reading, okay? Love you guys. Bye. Hey group 2, welcome to your reading. Can't wait to see what your aura color is and what spirit wants to say to you about your energy and which chakra you guys typically gravitate towards or utilize most. So let's take a look first at the card topper you all chose. This beautiful mahogany door surrounded by this lovely stonework. On the back it says, Anthony's Call. In thanks of my spirit, safe and sound, all things that are lost so can be found. Interesting. So it's talking about loss and redemption from loss, losing something only to later find it, which reminds, I mean, haven't we all been in that situation where we're frantically looking for something in our house and we know where we put it and where could it have possibly gone? And maybe for months it's gone and we've resigned to the fact that we're never going to find it. Maybe we accidentally threw it away. Maybe it's a loss, like we just give up, only to then maybe we're moving furniture around or moving houses and oop, it shows up. That actually happened with our remote, our TV remote at our house. We could not find it and gave up. And then 6 months later, when we were moving, there it showed up. So we'd even bought a whole nother remote. But so those sorts of things can happen in our life too. We can accept that, okay, this is gone. We're never going to have this, I guess. We'll just accept this loss, only to then later find it again, right? Find those feelings and those emotions again. This is common to experience even when we're going through like depression. Say something has happened in our life and we're just extremely depressed, feeling low and thinking, you know what, maybe I've just got to accept this about myself. Maybe I'm never going to be a person again that can feel joy inside, that can laugh authentically. Maybe that's just not me. Only to then one day, you know, something happens, things change, maybe we've evolved and grieved and moved past something enough to where we find that spark within ourselves once again. And sometimes we don't even know where it comes from. Sometimes it comes from a new relationship, a new job, a new child. But we find that happiness and that joy again that we thought we were never going to have again. So I feel like those of you who gravitated towards this pile, you've successfully done this, I feel like more than once in your life. You experience something really hard, and somehow it's like you guys are so in touch with your feelings and your emotions that you're able to work through it, to grieve it, to forgive, okay, to move on, and then to find your joy, your love anew, okay? So you guys' life looks very, I'm seeing a lot of water, ocean waves. There's a lot of flow with you all. And this flow that I'm talking about and touching on is actually associated with our heart chakra, which is the color green. And the heart chakra is all about love, compassion, empathy, connection, as well as forgiveness. So I guarantee you all that if you were to take an aura photograph right now, it would come out like this beautiful green color. But I'm also getting a message that it's mixed with something else. So for some of you, I think it's a turquoise green, and for others of you, I think it's a lime green, okay? So it's like a mix, but your heart chakra feels very, very strong. And I feel that this signifies that most of you should be in some sort of healing work, whether that be like tarot reading or astrology, or as a doctor or nurse. as a psychologist, even as a teacher, but some sort of industry where you're helping others heal, get in touch with their own emotions, forgive, all these sorts of things. Okay, let's look at the tarot though first, and then we'll get into the oracle cards and see what else Spirit has to say to you. All right, we have the Fool, the Nine of Swords, yep, Eight of Pentacles, and the Sun. Beautiful. Yeah, so look at you. I mean, thank God for this. I'm really relieved for you, happy for you all that your heart chakra is so strong. You know, the heart chakra is the bridge between the upper chakras in our body and the lower chakras in our body. When there's a blockage, the lower chakras cannot communicate with the upper chakras. Things can't really work in harmony. So having a strong heart chakra really helps navigate everything. It helps to our energies to flow, okay? And the heart chakra is all about unconditional love. Like, what can we do well in this lifetime if we're not operating from a place of unconditional love? But you guys have beautiful, strong heart chakras. Now, this doesn't mean that you guys are always feeling love all around you. No, when we have a strong heart chakra, we feel everything. So I can see here through the cards that there's been many moments in your life where you feel like you've had this fresh start, or you bring yourself back to this fresh start only to get knocked down once again by something traumatic, something disheartening, something that's frustrating. And because your heart chakra is so big, you guys feel everything, okay? You're not the type of person that can just push something to the side, overlook something to keep going forward. No, if the emotions are there, you're gonna feel it. That's how you get it out. That's how you move on, right? So even little things, you know, driving down the street, seeing a homeless person on the side of the road, that could be something that really affects you that day, that you take notice of. You're not able to just like look away at things like that, but it's what makes you all great healers, okay? You're not afraid to feel and to confront the emotions. And when you do, it helps get you back to this reset, like, okay, I feel cleansed, I feel fresh. In fact, for you guys, crying, I think is highly therapeutic for you all. It helps get you back to this Fool-like energy, okay? What's also great about you guys' heart chakra and this green aura that you all have is you have this really great open mindset about life, about people. You don't judge things on logic, okay? Not to say you guys don't use logic, I'm sure you do, but for you, the emotional sentiment, the intention behind something is everything. It's much more than the data. And so I don't see you guys getting bogged down too much with a lot of data or logic or weighing options. You kind of almost instinctively know which direction to go, because you're tapped into your emotions. Same goes for relationships. You don't need two people in an argument to kind of lay out the reasons why their argument's correct and the other's is wrong. You look between the lines into the emotions of the situation and you operate from there. You guys are extremely hard workers, very, very giving people. Again, you guys need to be in an industry that allows you to utilize these healing energies. Working with kids could be really great for you all. Kids need love. That's how kids grow and thrive. That's why if you look at case studies done on kids who were neglected in their early years, it completely stumps their potential. Not to say that they don't have potential, but if they were born and brought into a totally different family with healthy, loving circumstances, their potential would be even greater than it is now. So, and this all comes from a lack of love, you know, being malnourished, completely neglected, you know, children that are locked away in rooms or abused by their parents. Even if that just happens in, let's say, the first 2 years of life, that lack of love and emotional nourishment stunts so much. It stunts so much. Some of these kids who have been neglected for, let's say, 7 years can never learn to speak. They can't ever learn to speak. And this all comes from a lack of love. You guys' heart is so open and so loving. You would be great in an industry that allows you to work with children or with people's inner child, okay? Because of this loving heart space that you all have. You really bring people in. You really heal people through your love, through your own emotions. Let's take a roll of the die before we look at the other cards. Okay, yeah, we have Uranus in Taurus in the 12th house. So 12th house is the spiritual house, okay? It's about loss. It's about dreams. It's about the subconscious. It's about what we can't physically see with our eyes, but what we know is going on behind closed doors. A lot of you guys would be fantastic social workers, okay? Or working in adoption agencies, things like that. So you guys see, with your heart allows you to see what's going on behind the scenes of a situation, what's going on spiritually. And some of these things too, your energy can be shocking and abrupt to people, especially those who are really parched for thirst in terms of love, okay? So if you go your whole life dehydrated and all of a sudden you're coming into contact with your first glass of water, you're going to feel uncertain about it. It might feel kind of shocking or even absurd to you. You don't even understand what you're experiencing. So I feel like you guys' aura does this to people. It kind of shocks them almost with the amount of warmth and empathy and compassion that you all have, because it isn't typical, okay? In fact, I don't have anyone in my life that has a green aura. And all of my friends and family have taken aura photographs. No one has a green aura. It's quite a rare thing. I wouldn't be surprised if this pile is the least chosen pile of all of them because of that. But Taurus is all about stability, okay, that we create through our money, through our values, through our foundation, even through our nutrition. Okay, and nutrition would be another great route for a lot of you to go. I feel like Spirit's had me talk a lot to this group about career. I feel like you guys are really, really needed more than you realize. First group didn't really touch on that much. But Taurus is also a color I associate with green sort of energy, because Taurus represents the springtime in the tropical zodiac. This is when things grow, when the soil is nourished, and now we see the flowers and the fruits, the green on the trees. This is what you all do. And this is all through the help of your heart chakra, which you guys use strongly in every aspect of your life. Okay, let's look at the stones that came up for your pile. And notice this stone even has green in it right there. How cool is that? Okay, this is gosh, I'm not going to be able to say these. Apophyllite. I think that's right. Apophyllite. Who needs it? Anyone looking for that ray of light from on high to hit them with something good. Sounds very Uranus. When to use it? When the spiritual life feels like a moving target. When you feel skeptical about your true purpose on earth. When you feel like your yeah, but thoughts are dishonoring the innermost you. Beam yourself up, way up. Okay, maybe this is why Spirit's talking to me so much about career and jobs. You guys have a purpose. You guys are needed, all right? Allow your emotions and your feelings to guide you. Work in an industry, in a career that's centered around love, okay? That's centered around compassion, and you guys will be in the right spot. Okay, let's look at this stone. Tourmaline quartz. Who needs it? Anyone in need of a psycho-spiritual scrub. When to use it? When it's time to shed a light on the vices, victims, and vampires in your life. Once you have a clear view of their whereabouts, it's that much easier to kick them back into the gutter where they belong. Restore your perfect light. Yeah, that's something we didn't touch on too much, but that is a tendency for people with a strong heart chakra like you all. Strong healers. Healers gravitate towards the sick and the weak, right? It's a natural tendency because you want to help. And there's so much compassion and empathy that you all have that it can be hard to also see the evil and the darkness lurking within, the vampires that are wanting to kind of take from your energy in a negative way. So boundary setting is going to be really important for you all in this lifetime. And finding a balance in, like, how can I use my gifts? How can I provide love to the world, but without harming myself in the process, without allowing myself to be victimized in the process of that? But you guys are going to get there. I just think Spirit's wanting you to watch out for that, because if you're putting your energy into the wrong things and the wrong people, it's drained, and then you don't have the energy you need to work on your purpose, your career objectives, where it is you want to be a light for others in the world, because these other things are draining it. And, this card touched a little bit on addiction. That could be an issue for some of you that you all are working through. Start with your heart chakra. Talk to yourself from a place of love and compassion. Okay, talk to yourself the way you talk to those that you help. It's going to help you work through this phase in your life. Beautiful green. I'm seeing like some of you have the turquoise, the blue green. Some of you have the yellow green, the lime green, but just beautiful. A very rare aura color to have. Okay, let's look here. Ooh, a time for healing. Balsamic moon. and emotions are running high, supermoon. Well, yeah, that just describes you guys' energy in total. Like, you guys are not you may think you're good at like hiding your emotions, you know, like maybe you've had a bad day, you got to go to a party and you're like, no, I can hide it. No one will know that something's wrong. You're actually really bad at that because your emotions are all around your aura. This heart chakra is just pumping out your emotions. So even if your face isn't showing it, people know, okay? Now, the time for healing. I want to touch on this for some of you because it is interesting coming up with the heart chakra. So when an aura photographer takes a photograph, like I said, green is a really rare aura for someone to have. What's more common is maybe someone has a red aura, but maybe they have a little green spot in their aura over their heart or over their stomach. And the green spot indicates a healing process that's going on in that area of the body. So typically the aura reader will talk about your health. So like if someone has a green spot showing up over one of their breasts, let's say, then the aura reader may tell them, hey, it might be a good idea for you to get a mammogram. Your body's trying to heal something in this area, so it could indicate a sickness or an illness, okay? So for some of you, the reason you gravitated towards this green aura pile isn't because it's your natural aura color, but it's what's enveloping you at this moment in time because you're going through a healing process. You're getting your health back in order, and you're very focused on getting your energy overall back in order and heal. There's a lot of crying that needs to be done, maybe some therapy, maybe a change in diet or exercise. So for a lot of you, this is a temporary color that you're moving through as you get in touch with your heart chakra for the purpose of, you know, clearing out that chakra in the body and getting things running smoothly again. All right, we have cycles. Look at all the beautiful moons here. They're all this, and all these cards are this purple color. Purple may be your more natural aura color, okay? For those of you who are in this green aura phase as more of a temporary thing, okay? Because there's a lot of purple here with these three cards. Purple is associated with the crown chakra, and it's kind of it's the highest chakra. It's a very spiritual chakra. It's a very Pisces energy. And so this may be your more natural energy, this kind of white, violet color to your aura. But if you gravitated towards this pile, it's because there are some things being healed right now in your aura. So the green could be kind of taking over as you go through this healing. Okay, and then we have the focused card. I'm going to read these actually from the book. So let's start with the cycles card. 37. Says, what goes around comes around is the message of the symbol cycles. The moon goes from new to full in cycles that repeat each month. Whatever you are planning to do or to reveal by asking your question will be revisited in other circumstances. Be clear about your action. You will surely meet this experience again. Remember, what goes around comes around. Like the moon that revolves around the planet, the energy that you express in your next action will orbit around you. Make sure it's a good one. Ooh, I love that. That's a helpful idea in terms of this healing process. For those of you who, for example, are trying to get rid of certain vices, certain habits, certain tendencies that you know don't serve you, remembering this, that it's not even about necessarily how your action is going to impact others. Of course it will, but it's also about how that boomerangs back to your own energy. When our energies are low, we attract other low energies, and it ends up affecting our whole life. There's not really a way to closet our actions and separate it from the rest of our life, you know? So even having like a secret addiction, a secret habit, we may think that, oh, well, by keeping this a secret, it's keeping the rest of my life clean and clear. In reality, as this card's touching on, it's not. You know, that secret affair, the energy going on in that secret affair will come out into the marriage, either right in the moment or at some point later, but it all boomerangs back around. And I feel like for some of you, you've been trying to outrun the energies in your life, hoping they won't boomerang, hoping that you can put off this healing process a little bit longer because you're just not ready quite yet. But what Spirit's saying here is it's already affecting you. And I feel like for those of you who your aura color is just naturally this green color, this is the type of industry you all are meant to be in, the energy of understanding the cycles, the energy that's behind everything that we do. You guys are not meant to be in some sort of logic-oriented type of industry. This is about the behind the scenes, the spiritual energy, the emotions, the intentions. This is what you guys are fantastic at, and able to pinpoint. You guys are able to find the issue. Someone can bring you like a map. Even like with the doctor, you take the x-ray, the doctor knows, and I look at an x-ray and I don't see anything. I don't know how the doctors understand how to look at it and read it and even see what's going on, but they do, right? They'll point to the x-ray and say, see this kind of gray, cloudy area? That is blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, what? Gosh, how did they even learn how to read this? But this is what you guys are naturally good at, pinpointing the issues, looking behind things and discovering what needs to be fixed, what needs to be healed, sending compassion and love to that person, to that area of the body, to that facet of life. Just, wow, you guys are all of you that chose this pile, highly spiritually focused beings. I know we all are in a sense, but it even feels like your body may be less dense than most people's bodies. So people may look at you and think you weigh a certain amount, but you actually weigh like lighter or heavier, like something in your density is even affected by the weight of your soul, okay? Your spirituality really affects the density or the lightness in your energy and in your body. Okay, let's read the focus card, card number 17. My child, when you draw this symbol, it is a wonderful sign that with focus, you will achieve what you want. Yes. If I give you an arrow and a bow to use, how will you shoot and hit your mark? This is a reminder that you must let go of all distractions and have the courage to give it your all. Your arrow will be drawn to whatever you focus on, like the cycles. So keep your eye on the target. However, remember that you can't control every outcome. Just as the wind can influence the path of your arrow, there are many factors determining the course of your plans. To achieve anything, you must focus, take aim, and let go. Oh, that's so beautiful. That gave me chills. Yeah, there's some things that are needing to be released off your chest, off your mind, off your body. And like I touched on earlier, certain habits, certain vices, certain people, certain circumstances. And it can be so hard sometimes to let things go, to keep that focus, to keep that willpower, especially when we're operating from the heart chakra, because it's all about the emotions, and it's like, well, but I don't feel like letting it go, but I feel like laying here longer, but I feel like doing this. And if you've got a strong heart chakra, yeah, there's a tendency to want to be guided by those emotions. Which is perfect for so many life circumstances, for so many careers. But there is something that's been hard for you to overcome. It's like you've been trying to kick the habit, you've been trying to, maybe lose the weight or get your day-to-day life organized or clear out the finances, like something. But your big old heart chakra can sometimes get in the way, where it's like, but I don't feel like doing that. Oh, I don't know. And so Spirit's like, you can, okay? Just because you've got a lot of emotions and big heart energy does not mean that you're not able to focus. It does not mean that you don't have the willpower needed to push through. You've got more than you realize. So they're really wanting you to focus on that, to use this green heart chakra energy to your advantage, not to your disadvantage, okay? But yeah, if you guys were to take an aura photograph, it would, at least right now at this time, there would definitely be a lot of turquoise, a lot of lime green going on. But I also think there would be some purple. I do feel that your crown chakra is quite bright and strong as well. So there may be another pile. The crown chakra pile may be something you guys also feel gravitated to listen to, and if that's the case, go ahead and give it a go. But best of luck to you guys on this journey of healing, of cleansing. You're getting back to this fresh energy, this inner child, and the world needs more people like you. Truly, truly. We need healthy individuals like you. So keep cleansing yourself. Keep getting back to the person you know that you want to be, the values you know you want to have. Because wow, you guys are going to stand out from the crowd. Anywhere you go, you will stand out because, like I said, it's rare to have such a big green heart chakra energy. People will take notice of that, okay? All right, I love you guys. Thank you so, so much for coming. Hope you enjoyed this setup, and I look forward to seeing you for next week's Pick a Card reading, okay? Bye. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Can't wait to get into this with you, talk about your aura color, what chakra that's associated with, what it means, as well as maybe some messages and guidance from Spirit. Let's start by taking a look at the card topper you all gravitated towards. Very cool looking doorway. It actually doesn't lead to anywhere. It just sits. You can kind of sit here, but there's not a hallway down this path. It's just this kind of like a little tomb, an open tomb. Okay, it says birth. Another gateway appears in view. New life is unfolding with blessings to you. Interesting. So it's like the beginning of a doorway into something, right? It's just begun to be carved. So I feel like you all are quite adventurous people. I feel like you guys say what you mean what you say. The thoughts in your head don't really stay in your head for long. They tend to kind of come right out. And all of this is associated with the throat chakra, which is the color blue. The throat chakra is associated with communication, creativity, manifestation, speaking, as well as listening, and integrity. And I associate it a lot with the air elements, like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So I bet if you guys were to have your aura photograph taken, there'd be a lot of blue in that photo. And the throat chakra is associated with manifestation because what we speak becomes true. We speak things into existence. Kind of like there's a great allegory for this in the Bible when God speaks the planets into existence and speaks the animals, and that is an allegory for how strong and important our throat chakra is in determining what happens next in our life. It's kind of like The Secret talks about how what we think becomes true. If we can manage our thoughts, we can manage our reality. Well, speaking it is it's like 10 times stronger than even just the thoughts. It's why Wiccans and pagans and witches use spells. They speak something into existence with the other rituals involved. But so you guys have extremely strong and powerful throat chakras. The stronger your throat chakra is, the quicker things manifest for you once speaking it. Some of you could be interested in witchcraft or in spells, but you don't have to be. All of you, though, for certain, and I feel like you probably have noticed this pattern in your life, like I think you've noticed how there tends to be a correlation between speaking and saying something, and it immediately reflecting in your reality in a strong way. Your words are very powerful, even in terms of communicating with others. You know, when you get into an argument with something, for some reason, your words, even though you could repeat the same thing someone else said, your words seem to have a stronger effect on the other person. And it's because your words are heavier. Your throat chakra is powerful. But the beauty is there's two sides to every coin, right? So the nice and kind words that you use, the beautiful things that you say to people, impact them on a deeper level than if someone else, maybe doesn't have a blue aura, says the same thing to them, okay? So there's power and weight in your words. I'm going to roll the die, and then we'll take a look at the tarot. All right, we got Uranus in Libra in the 8th house. Libra is air energy, not surprised to see that there. And Libra is also about one-on-one relationships. The 8th house is about our most intimate relationships. It's also the house associated with witchcraft and the occult, but deep, deep intimacy as well. And Uranus, that's that rebellious, shocking sort of energy that I said you guys tend to have. You can kind of blurt out something and it can kind of shock everyone, like, wait, what? Where'd that come from? What do you mean? Oh my God, what? So you have this great ability to wow the crowd, surprise people, and be quite daring with your words. In fact, I don't feel like you guys are the type to really restrict what you say. Like, no matter the setting that you're in, you guys seem to be the type that's like, this is the way I speak, and I'm going to speak this way regardless of where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in a school or at a church or with my grandparents or with my friends drinking or with my partner. Like, I speak and use the same words in any situation, and everyone else can just deal. So I like it. You guys have this kind of carefree sort of attitude that I really enjoy, and this beautiful blue aura. Okay, let's look at the tarot cards. All right, we have the Queen of Cups. That's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. We have the Five of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. So 2 sevens here. 7 could be significant for you all. Okay, so yeah, Queen of Cups, she tends to serve as like everyone's psychologist, right? I feel like you guys, people definitely want to talk to you about things because they know how honest you guys are. They know how to the point and direct you guys are. And so you tend to be the type of person that, yeah, when people are in need of advice or guidance or just want someone to say it like it is, they come to you. And you kind of serve as a helper for people in that sense. Some of you could be actual accredited, like studied psychologist, but I feel like for a lot of you, this card's talking more about just in your day-to-day existence. You tend to be the person that people come to help resolve their dilemmas or to judge a situation. You guys are really good at that. Now, this Five of Wands is talking about conflict, arguments. People with a strong throat chakra tend to be in the center of these sorts of situations a lot. Because what is an argument? It's people speaking back and forth to one another, right? So like energy attracts like energy. So any sort of situation which involves communicating, speaking, even arguing, you tend to get pulled into or become a part of, and it's all a part of this, like this huge throat chakra energy that you have. Spirit is wanting to come through, and I think they're wanting you to recognize kind of the power in this energy, that you can use it for good or you can use it for bad. It's like that Spider-Man phrase, with great power comes great responsibility, right? People with a throat chakra, because it's all about manifestation, it truly is a great responsibility to have. It is something that has to be managed, and you can feel kind of slighted by people or judged, or just you can kind of feel like things in life are a bit unfair because it's like, why is it that I say this and get treated this way, but so and so said the same thing 2 days ago and no one reacted? Like, why is all the heat on me? It is true, right? But again, it's great power and it comes with great responsibility. So Spirit's wanting you to push and manage this energy in the way that's going to be the most beneficial for you, the most powerful for you. You can literally build your life the way you see fit by utilizing this throat chakra energy, your words. I would even have a manifestation journal. Start writing about where you want to be in 5 years, but write about it as if you're in the present moment, you're already living it. Things like that work very, very quickly for you. It is constant upkeep, okay, having a powerful throat chakra, but there's also so many blessings that come with this energy. So many things you're able to birth. You're able to breathe life into things through your words. Some of you could be amazing songwriters and singers. Others could be interested in counseling or even just like raising up your own family, your children, using your throat chakra to speak power into their lives and success into their lives. Yeah, this could be used for really anything that you want it to. But the more good you use it for, the better, right? Okay, let's look at the stones that came up in your pile, and look at this. This is a bluish stone, so totally appropriate. Let's look at this one first though. Okay, this is called danbarite. Who needs it? Emos, goths, buttoned up, white collar stress cases. When to use it? When the daily grind has ground you into the pavement, when you feel like launching into space but lack astronaut training. Vibing with danbarite can help divert your busy mind away from its pesky physics-ruled orientation. There's somewhere else out there. Flip on the high beams and explore. And it says turn on your electric light. Well, that's very Uranus. Yeah, that totally ties in with your energy. You guys do have this rebellious, shocking sort of energy that I've already kind of touched upon. Okay, and this stone is the bloodstone. Who needs it? The constantly overworked and completely drained by the soul-sucking machinations of modern life, as well as Capricorns. You know, there are 2 Capricorns in my life, family members, both of them have deep blue auras. And I think it's because Capricorn is kind of the sign of manifesting, like creating and establishing a legacy or things in the outside world. So I feel like there probably is an association between Capricorn energy and, you know, aura colors. So you all could be Capricorns. When to use it? When you're totally bled dry and it's time to get into your body and start feeling your damn self. Sleep, get some exercise, take nourishment, and call on Bloodstone to drag your ass out of the house to face the day, chin up, head high. And it says power up your vitals. I feel like those of you who chose this pile are really good with these sorts of things. I feel like you guys do naturally have a high electric-like sort of energy, and it shows in this blue aura that's around you at all times. So you tend to attract people who do want to talk, who do want to go back and forth, who want to experiment, who want to try things because of your aura. You also attract people who want to talk, who've got something to say. So you could be surrounded by a lot of chit chat, a lot of talkers, even a lot of gossipers, here. You could easily get pulled into that energy because that all comes from the throat chakra, right? Speaking and communicating. I think the most important thing for you all is your integrity with this rebellious Uranus Aquarius energy. That's really going to affect the clarity of your aura, how murky or how bright it is. When you know you're not being integrous, holding to your integrity, it affects the way you feel. It affects your energy. It drains you. So maintain your integrity through your words, through what you speak, through what you're speaking about other people, behind other people's backs, because truly your words, more than most people, have weight, really affect what's going on in like a 3D tangible sort of way. It's quite, you guys are magical, just like, just like Harry Potter or something. There's magic to what you guys write and speak, and it having a bearing on the real world reality. Oh, look, speaking of Aquarius energy, it says bring love into the situation, as well as Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture, and this is full moon in Sagittarius. So yeah, this energy, this throat chakra, blue aura energy, it's not an energy that you want to get stagnated, okay? That's when it can really become unhealthy and toxic for you. This is the energy of manifestation, of creativity, of communicating. It wants to learn, it wants to explore. When it's stagnated, it can get into this sort of stuff where people around you are just in these petty arguments and there's gossiping going on, and you just can feel weighed down because this energy is supposed to be rebellious, freedom seeking. So try and tap into that side of yourself and explore and get a more big picture view on life and make some big changes, figure out where you want to go. Use this throat chakra, this blue aura, to manifest where it is you want to end up 6 months from now, a year from now, etc. And bring love into the situation card, this new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is known as kind of an emotionally detached sign, okay? And the throat chakra can be as well. But by connecting more to the heart chakra, which is like what this guy's doing here, notice he's wearing green and he's got the green below them. Heart chakra is about love, compassion, and empathy. We can actually remain honest and truthful and integrous while also speaking with love, while saying the facts that we need to say, stating the truth of something, but doing it in a kind way. And that is what makes all the difference for you guys in the way you're received by others, okay? Because I do admit, you guys have got it harder than other people in terms of how you're judged and perceived through your words. And it is because of this big blue aura that you all carry with you. But this makes all the difference for you guys. When you add a little bit of sweetness into what you're saying, still being honest and truthful, it changes everything. It really does. And also recognizing that your words are more powerful than others. They have such a huge effect. Using that in a compassionate way, actually seeking out people who are hurting or in pain to speak love into their lives. When you compliment people, for example, it changes their whole day. So kind of treating your words almost like the money in your bank account. If we're overflowing with money, isn't it advised that maybe we donate to some charities, we give back to some of the people that we love, we help them out when they're in need of money, right? Because we're overflowing, we have so much of it. This is kind of how Spirit wants you to look at your throat chakra. It's this overflow of energy, and it can make such an impact on so many people. So consciously choose to go out and use it, give it to others, through that compliment, through that kind advice, through that letter, but just from a place of love, putting love into people's life through your words makes such a difference, you guys. Okay, we have the Lust card, ooh la la, and the Understanding card. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to actually read these card definitions for you from the book. So 24. It says, my dear one, reading the Lust one, when the symbol of lust has come before you, Beware that when you toy with this energy, you may become consumed by it. There is a fine balance between desire that is pure and the obsession that arises in the insatiable thrill of danger. Be careful that your desire remains good and that your wanting doesn't cause hurt to yourself or another. It is best that you move cautiously forward. If you're asking about a relationship, you may be developing an obsessive fever that will take a long time to recover from. Ask yourself, what is the nature of your desire? Why do you want this so badly? Beware, there is always a hidden agenda in lust. What is yours? Interesting. So for some of you, everything I'm talking about with this throat chakra could be expressed most strongly in your intimate relationships and marriage, just like Libra and the 8th house talk about. And for you guys, with this strong throat chakra, be careful what you speak because it does come true quite rapidly, quite quickly. But you can resolve this by speaking the opposite out into the universe. You know, if this lust thing for some of you is something that's this obsession is causing or bringing negativity into your life, guilt or frustration, start speaking the opposite. Start saying things like, I am now happy, I am satisfied, I don't want for anything. My obsession is cured. And actually saying those sorts of things brings that into reality. So it could be helpful for you. Don't keep it all locked into your head, okay? Okay, let's read the understanding card next. It says, this is the symbol for deep and true comprehension. It is one thing to read something or to hear something, but it is another thing to truly understand something. You are being asked to keep an open mind and heart and to allow yourself to absorb information as you receive it. Be open to the wisdom that can come only with time, patience, and perspective. Try to get outside of yourself and imagine what it is like to walk in someone else's shoes. To understand is to have power. That's beautiful. So this understanding card, I think, is speaking to whatever this lust thing is, this obsessive sort of energy that some of you guys are having about something. It could be a particular partner or relationship. It could be a certain object, something you want to buy. It could be a certain level of success, a particular goal that you have, but it's something that's just consuming everything and you don't know what to do with it. And for a lot of you, I think it has some sort of what's keeping you from what it is you're obsessing about or wanting has to do with a relationship. So there's almost this feeling of, if this person wasn't in the way, if they weren't blocking this, if they weren't so against it, I could have what I want. But Spirit is asking in this situation to, first of all, use your words very wisely. Use your words consciously in a way that's going to enact positive change. But also look at the big picture, like this card says. Try and take a step back and try and get into a perspective of understanding, because that could help alleviate this. But overall, powerful reading, beautiful blue energy that you all have around you, and a great ability to manifest whatever it is you desire, good or bad. So be careful what you wish for with this blue throat chakra energy that you all have. Be careful what you wish for. Be conscious about it, because you will have it. So beautiful, beautiful energy. I want to thank you all for coming, for listening to this reading, and I look forward to seeing you all for next week's Pick a Card. But until then, I'm going to let you go. Love you guys. Bye. Hey Pile 4, welcome to your reading. I can't wait to see what Spirit wants to say to you about your aura color, the chakra that represents what it means for you at this time. I do have to tell you guys, you will not believe it. Last night, that's whenever I started this Pick a Card, and I recorded this entire pile. And when I went up to check, because I check after each pile, it hadn't recorded a single thing. And I felt so defeated that I was like, you know what, I've got to take a break from this. I will come back to this tomorrow. So I've laid out the cards again to re-record this reading, but I take things like this usually as a message or a sign from Spirit in some sense. So I wanted to convey this to you all. there may be something in your life at this time that isn't quite clicking, or the perspective is a little off, or yeah, I feel like there could be some confusion going on in your life right now. And Spirit is wanting to maybe talk about that in terms of your aura and what that means. And so we're going to go through this reading again. I've cleared my mind, cleansed everything once again, and we're going to see what Spirit has to say to you about your aura color. But so let's first look at the card topper that you all gravitated towards, which is this outdoor hallway made of stone. It looks like it leads out into a garden. On the back it says, patience. Everything soon will come to light, and then you will see things will be all right. Okay, so that actually lines up very well with what I was touching on at the beginning. I feel like there's something that's been bugging you. It's affected your aura recently, and Spirit's asking you to be patient at this time. Some of you, I feel like for most of you, you are really, really good actually with being patient, and there's many instances in your life where you can look back and say, if it wasn't for my patience, I wouldn't have gotten here. So you're very, very good at pushing through. But we all have those moments where we are feeling impatient, where despite how patient we've been able to be in other areas of our life, it's like, I've had enough, like this is enough, my patience has run out. And that seems to be where you guys are at currently in your life with something, maybe with your progress or where you thought you'd be in career or in love life, or, you know, who knows. But Spirit's coming through to say, look, everything that's confusing you is soon going to come to light, and then you're going to understand that everything's fine, okay? Everything's been working out just fine. Now, you guys' pile is associated with the crown chakra. The crown chakra is the chakra at the very top of our head. It's the highest chakra in terms of height, you know, because the chakras start at the base of the spine and then go up. So this is the chakra that is actually the closest to God in terms of height. You know, it's higher up on our body. And it's associated with the colors like a light violet to a white. So likely your aura is a light violet. It probably has a lot of white in it as well. Now, the people in my life that I know with a strong crown chakra, and this is based on aura photos that I've seen of them, typically their aura is could be any color really, but there's a thick white light surrounding the outside of the aura. And these people in my life who have this are known to pray a lot and pray very intensely. And when we pray, that actually deepens our connection to the crown chakra as well as to God, and it shows up in our aura. So I don't know if you all, some of you may be very immersed in prayer on a regular basis, and that's always been your go-to for peace, for solace, for answers. Okay, but maybe God is calling you to come back to prayer. Maybe some of you have kind of not abandoned it, but just felt like I don't have the time for this, or it doesn't really feel like it's helping. And God is really wanting that connection with you again through meditation, through prayer. You guys have because your crown chakra is so strong, you can very easily connect to God through prayer, meditation, and other things. And I feel like that's going to be important for you guys during this time. So keep growing, keep deepening that crown chakra. Just create more white light around your aura, more than even you already have at this time. But okay, let's roll the die, and then we'll get into the tarot cards. Okay, we have the North Node in Taurus in the second house. Now, one other thing I did want to talk to you guys about with the crown chakra before I get into the die is the crown chakra, this white violet aura, is associated with awareness, our sense of awareness, our intelligence, our knowledge, as well as our understanding. And that's what this patience card is talking about. Being able to have a big picture understanding and view, the spiritual understanding of what's going on and why. And our spiritual self, our soul, has an easy time viewing things that way. Our spiritual self knows that this is one lifetime of many, that time is a social construct. You know, it doesn't get caught up in those things. But our human self does, of course. Our human self feels that, well, this is the lifetime, and this is the time constraint that I'm on. And so I think you guys, for most of your life, because you have this strong crown chakra, have been very, very good at looking into the spiritual understanding and meaning of things, even the most troubling aspects of your life. And this is all due to this crown chakra, your white aura, your connection to God. That's where you seek your comfort. When you're going through a difficult time, you're like, okay, this really sucks. Let me try and think about what God's trying to teach me through this, what I'm supposed to be understanding spiritually. So you have a very evolved way of looking at things. Now, let's talk about the die here. Taurus actually rules the second house. So it's fitting that these two came up together. The second house is about, it's about our self-esteem. It's about our self-worth, our net worth, our values. It's about the money that we earned, because obviously money increases our net worth and our value. It's about the talents that we have that also increase our self-worth and our value as a person, the assets that we have. Now, the North Node being here tells me that this is something kind of outside of you guys' comfort zone. And it makes sense because with such a strong, powerful crown chakra, you're very spiritually inclined. And spiritually inclined people don't tend to really want to meddle much with money. They don't aspire too much for money or even to grow their own self-worth, their own talents. They don't really want to indulge the self too much, okay? And they want to focus more on the spiritual aspect of life and understanding that. So they don't want to be too materialistic, right? And I see that you guys have this sort of aversion to materialism because of this bright crown chakra, which is just beautiful. But it looks like Spirit, God, is actually calling you to step out of your comfort zone a little bit and create a bit more balance in your life between the spiritual and material. Don't abandon the material and human aspects of yourself completely. You came down into this life to be a human, and that does involve some level of materialism, and there is a lot to be learned through materialism as well. You know, we all need food to survive. We all need some amount of money and human support. You know, we're not just spirits without bodies, okay? You guys are just so spiritual. I feel like that's what comes most naturally to you all. You guys, your aura, like all the color of your aura kind of blends with the color of your soul. You know, when we think of a human soul, we think of it being kind of white and transparent. And literally the aura around your body looks like that. It looks like a spirit. It looks like a soul around you. And that does give you a lot of good insight into things that other people don't have. It gives you an amazing connection with spirit, with God. But at this time, God's actually coming through to say, don't abandon the body, okay? Remember, you are human, and that's okay. That's a good thing. That's what you came down here to be. But okay, let's take a look at the tarot. All right, we have this Three of Swords, the Chariot. This is Cancer energy. The King of Wands. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then the Three of Wands, more fire energy. Okay, so the first kind of message that I'm getting is that it's likely that you guys probably have a more yellow aura, okay? But when you are in tune with spirit, with God, which I feel like is honestly most of the time for you all, there's this thick white rim around it, okay? But the center of the aura, all three of these cards have a lot of yellow in them. And so I feel like that is kind of the core of your aura, and then as you go out, it gets whiter and whiter and brighter. But just look at these two cards here. So this is how your aura and this crown chakra has influenced your life. When you all go through something really painful on a human level, a breakup, the loss of a job, an argument, a death in the family, you guys are constantly trying to find what sort of spiritual understanding you were supposed to gain from this. You want your pain to always have a purpose. You want to understand the spiritual purpose behind your pain. You want to use that pain to help you move forward, which is what the Chariot does. He takes everything from his past, good, bad, all of it, and he turns it into wisdom so that he can move forward in his own life. I feel like you do this even with the situations that go on around you with other people. This is incredible. But notice the Chariot, in order for him to move forward, a chariot's like a vehicle, right? A car. And that car requires a balance of wheels on either side. And that's shown here in this card with the balance of the black and the white. So let's say the white is the spiritual self, the crown chakra. The black would be the human self, the humanistic aspects of the self, perhaps the root chakra. He has to use both of those to move forward. So I feel like this patience card that Spirit is touching on, whatever it is that you're kind of going through that's frustrated you, maybe it's an accumulation of things. The key to your movement forward is in finally balancing out the human self with your crown chakra, with your spiritual self. You actually need to be a little bit more materialistic than you have been. Not only that, but you guys, I can see in these cards, actually have an abundance of creative energy that has been contained within you, because some part of you or your soul views kind of creative self-expression, personal endeavors as something kind of selfish, you know, so you don't want to indulge it too much. So this creative energy is just like built up inside of you, and Spirit's wanting you to open up to that, to let that out. Some of you are meant to be business owners or work for yourself in some capacity, or create something, develop a new hobby or a talent, which the second house touches on. And maybe you guys already have these things, but you're just not actively using them because you feel like, no, that's kind of self-indulgent or egotistical. So I'm just going to focus on my prayer, my meditation, and kind of leave those things behind. And so your crown chakra has just gotten really, really white and big and thick, and it's kind of taken over your aura, which I think that's a really good thing. That's a beautiful thing. It shows how evolved you are as a soul, as a spirit. For you guys, though, the balance, you guys are always going to be more naturally inclined towards the more spiritual. Okay, so that doesn't even take any work for you. That's like effortless for you guys. Or for other people, it's the opposite. For you guys, if you do nothing, if you sit back and do nothing or don't overthink things, you're going to be geared towards the spiritual, the ethereal, right? So the effort for you guys actually comes in the material, reminding yourself that you need to develop and carve out an identity, that it's okay to be a little bit materialistic. It's okay to indulge, to brag a little bit about your endeavors to accomplish something that just because it makes you feel good, right? So that's where the balance comes in for you guys. That's the key in being able to move forward. It's not just in the spiritual. It's not just in the prayer. It's in this balance of life. Okay, let's look at the two stones that came out for you all. Notice this stone has a lot of white on it, just like the crown chakra, but both of these stones are like kind of an orange color, and the orange chakra, the sacral chakra, is actually all about creativity, self-expression, passion, even sex. Sex may have been something that's been put on the back burner, or that I don't know, that maybe, you know, people with a really powerful crown chakra or who are really geared towards the spiritual can sometimes feel very disconnected from sex, or as if they don't need it. Think about like priests, nuns, for example. Those are the people with really bright crown chakras, really white, violet auras. And so it's easy for them, or actually they're inclined to say, you know what, I'm not ever going to get married. I'm never going to have sex. I'm never going to create children, work in a business. Like, I'm going to dedicate my entire life to prayer, meditation, and service to God. That's kind of how you guys are naturally. In fact, I bet in previous lifetimes, you guys were some sort of monk or nun or priest, just like a highly spiritual person who probably did not, maybe passed away a virgin, or didn't ever create a family of their own and just dedicated their life to God in some way. In this lifetime, and that's why you kind of have this natural tendency, but in this lifetime, God is calling you to focus on the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, which is that yellow, and dive into your creativity, your self-expression, love, passion, even sex, okay, is an important aspect of this life for you guys. Let's look at what the cards say on the back. Okay, so this is a jasper stone. It says, who needs it? Air signs and city folk. When to use it? When you want to get back into your body after a stressful work week, a long flight, or a lit meditation session. It says, strengthen your foundation. It's interesting that this card is talking about wanting to get back into the body, because that's exactly what I've been touching on this whole time. Not being out of balance and too far into the spiritual, too far into like just focusing on the soul. It's time to actually combine that, balance that out by getting back in touch with the body. You know, doing things where you actually have to interact with your body, putting on lotion, taking a shower, going on a walk, like consciously feeling your feet hitting the ground and getting in tune with the body, even through listening to what your body needs, feeding your body when it's hungry, allowing your body to go to sleep when you're tired. So strengthening your foundation is what's needed for you guys at this time, or maybe just always, okay? Because you guys are always going to be, I mean, you're very, very spiritual. In fact, your body, I think, there's something with the body in the sense that, for example, people would look at you and think that you actually weigh less or weigh more than you do when you get on the scale. I feel like that's always kind of shocking to people. And that's because your soul is so kind of big, okay, that it actually affects your weight in some sort of weird way. So you either look like you weigh way less than you actually do, or it could be vice versa. But as you get more in tune with the body and merge your crown chakra, your white violet aura with these more bodily endeavors, I feel like that will kind of balance out a little bit. Maybe not too much. I mean, you guys' soul is very large. So, okay, let's look at this one. So this is garnet. This is actually the birthstone for people born in January. So maybe some of you are January babies. Who needs it? Writers who aren't writing, painters who aren't painting, sexual beings who aren't sexing. When to use it? When you feel like the real you is getting lost in the sometimes shallow, often materialistic priorities of a likes-driven culture. Get into your depth. Okay, I love that this card is talking about the true depth of human passion, human creativity, because it says that people who need this stone are people who are not expressing their creativity. They're leaving it pent up because they feel that it is too materialistic. You don't want to be driven by the likes culture, but there is creativity inside of you guys. You guys could be great writers, great painters. Some of you guys will really need to get in touch with your sensual, your sexual side. And this is going to help deepen your soul. These things aren't shallow. There are aspects of materialism which are shallow, right? But your own inner creativity, there's nothing shallow about that. That's extremely deep. God is really the embodiment of creativity, right? What does God do? He creates. He created humans. He created the universe. Like, he is just a wellspring of creativity. And he doesn't hold on to that. He uses it. He feels proud of himself. He loves what he creates. And that's what you all are being called to do. Okay, let's look at the moon cards. So we have new moon in Sagittarius. It says luck is on your side. And full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. So new moons are about a new start, a new beginning, what needs to be started. Whereas full moons are about, okay, what do we need to get rid of? What needs to be let go so that we can move forward? So new moon in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is a very spiritual sort of energy. It can even be considered religious, at times. But Sagittarius is about travel, exploration, getting out of your comfort zone, becoming a master of something. And this arrow is just making me think of like travel. Where am I supposed to land in 2, 3, 4 years? Where do I want to land? Where do I want to be? And what plan do I need to take? What action do I need to take to get there? Luck is on your side, you guys. And you know what? With your crown chakra being as strong as it is, you should never be fearful of leading yourself astray. You guys check in with your higher self, with God, like literally so often that you need to release any sort of fear you may have of falling into a materialistic trap, becoming egotistical, straying down the wrong path. It's not going to happen, at least not anymore, because you guys have matured. Your crown chakra is so developed. Your connection with God is just so close, so deep, okay, that you're always going to know which direction to go. Follow your heart, okay, you guys? Follow your heart in terms of love, creativity, risk, all of that. You guys will get there. The pride getting in the way, yeah. It's funny because you guys have held on to your creativity in a lot of ways, been afraid to release it, to let it go because of a fear that maybe it's selfish or egotistical, right? But that actually comes from a place of pride, being too prideful to allow yourself to be human. Thinking that, being human is less than. No, I'm more spiritual, right? So I can't do that. That what God's saying here with this card is that's coming from a place of pridefulness. You are human. You deserve to experience humanly things. You deserve to get in touch with your body, to keep up with the health of your body, to keep up with the finances. All these things are part of being human. And it's time to let go of the pride and get excited to live this human experience. Get excited to be human and get in touch with that and what it means. Okay, we have the High Priestess of Spirit, card number 7, and the Fragment, card number 15. Now I want to actually read these to you, so let's start with the Fragment. Card 15. It says, sometimes it seems that life is split into so many parts, all of them separate and difficult to bring together. And notice this looks like a soul or a spirit without a body. Yeah, for you guys, this is all going to be about balance. Your crown chakra can easily overtake everything else in your body, to be honest. You guys are so spiritual. Okay, it says family, friends, work, study, activities can all seem unrelated to each other. My child, you are always whole. Even if at times things feel separate and fragmented, that is only an illusion. Choosing this symbol reminds you that all the moving parts of your life are important. If the one you're asking about seems confusing, focus on the one that brings you clarity. Be here now and know that I, Nyx, love you and see you as beautiful and whole, regardless of how disconnected things seem. Also, remember to take a step back when you're trying to understand something. You may be looking at only one piece of a giant puzzle, a fragment of the truth. See the big picture through my eyes, and no matter what, all is well. That's a beautiful summary, really, for what the entire reading is talking about. You guys are trying to, there's some sort of confusion going on in your life, and it comes with this sort of out of balance state that some of you are in terms of your spirituality and your materiality. You guys will be able to bring these into union as soon as you accept both parts, and the confusion is going to subside when you do that. When you're not just leaning on your spiritual self to make the decisions, but you're also getting in touch with your ego, your human self, and blending the two, then you're going to see this huge amount of progress forward. Okay, let's read about the High Priestess of Spirit. It says, I am Nyx, Goddess of Night, and you have chosen this symbol to help guide you on this journey to find an answer to your question. Consider that there is an invisible spirit within all living things. And you guys know that all too well. This is literally your aura. See that white? That's your aura, you guys. Beautiful. It says, know that all things, events, and experiences are woven together like a magical web that can be seen only in the darkest night and not by human eyes. My child, everything that you need to know is part of the divine scheme of things. A meaningful coincidence, a blessed friendship, a lover, and a significant experience are all orchestrated by me to help you become the powerful being you were meant to become. No matter what is in front of you, something important is brewing. You will know the answer to what soon enough, but I keep secret the why. You may step forward knowing that some things are meant to remain a mystery. So perhaps that's what's frustrating you guys at this time. You're used to having such a clear access and channel to God that when God actually wants to keep, or Spirit wants to keep something hidden, needs to keep something hidden, it can be frustrating for you to remain patient and understand, like, why would they want to keep this part hidden? Why can't I figure this out? Usually when I pray, when I go into meditation, I get the answers that I need, and I'm not here. And so this card's just kind of reminding you that sometimes that is what's being asked of us, to be okay with not knowing, not understanding, to just go within, do what we can in terms of focusing on ourselves and kind of waiting for the answers to unfold. And you know what, this card too, even, this looks kind of violet and white. This would be kind of what your aura would look like in a photograph, an aura picture taken of you guys. Just beautiful. You guys are highly intelligent, very old souls. Either you're either a very old soul that's lived many, many lifetimes, and that's why you're kind of spiritually inclined, or in past lives, there was a huge focus around spirituality, religion, and maybe giving up a lot of your human self to be of service or a servant to God, okay? So, but this current lifetime is kind of more about your own personal endeavors, getting in touch with your creativity, your talents, earning money. Like, that's the aspect that you're supposed to be developing in this lifetime. You guys have really mastered the whole spiritual aspect. Some of you could use your wisdom and spirituality as a business, right? Tarot reader, astrologer, that would be a great way to blend those two things. And I'm sure there's other ways as well. So it's not about abandoning this crown chakra, not at all. This is a gift to you and a gift to other people. This helps guide you. But how can you blend the two? The material aspects, your material needs, with your spiritual wisdom. That's going to be key for you guys. But just remember to remain patient in all of this. Keep seeking God in prayer and meditation, and prioritize kind of getting in touch with your body, with your ego, with your inner sense of pride and joy, to to help you guys move forward, okay? So I want to thank you so much for coming to this reading, allowing me to do this for you. And I look forward to seeing you all in next week's Pick a Card reading. Comment down below if you'd like any details about this reading or any Pick a Card ideas for next week. I'm always interested in taking ideas from you all. So I will leave you here. I love you guys. Bye. Hey Pile 5, welcome to your reading. Can't wait to talk about what your aura color is, what chakra that represents, and what it means for you in terms of your life at this time. So let's take a look at the card topper you all gravitated towards. I feel like this card comes out a lot when I use this deck. It's a beautiful card, a light blue doorway with the pink flowers above it. Looks so welcoming, right? Okay, let's see what the back says. The Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. Beautiful. So perhaps you all are kind of nature children, love being out in nature. Maybe you've been disconnected from that for too long, and Spirit's saying, get back in touch with your true self, the nature child within you. Let's take a roll of the die and then we'll look at the tarot cards. Oh, yep, 9th house, travel. Ooh, we've got the sun in Scorpio in the 9th house. I would love to know how many of you are actual Scorpio suns, okay? You don't have to be though. But so the sun is our ego, it's our sense of pride, it's where we shine, where we find our spotlight. And for you all, it's in this 9th house of higher learning, things like college education, religion, foreign travel. So these could all be things that you all are inclined towards. And Scorpio is about the occult. It's about inner power. It's about uncovering secrets. It's all with Scorpio in the 9th, with the sun there. This is like what I would see in the natal chart of someone who may be inclined towards astrology, tarot reading themselves, or just spirituality in general, cultural knowledge. These things are all associated with you guys' primary chakra, your strongest chakra, which is your third eye, the third eye chakra. And this means that if you were to take an aura photograph, your aura would likely be a deep indigo or a dark, deep, intense purple, a shade of purple. The third eye is what governs kind of our intuition. People with a strong third eye chakra or with an indigo purple aura have a very heightened sense of intuition, imagination, foresight, big picture thinking, clairvoyance, or just psychic abilities in general, as well as perfection. People with the strong third eye chakra tend to view things through the ideal, the perfection that it could be. So that makes sense with the Odyssey card, because the Odyssey is this really long story about this journey, this sort of 9th house Sagittarius journey that a man takes, and he encounters all these sort of magical beings and things as he's on this long journey. So the author who wrote the Odyssey had to have a big imagination, had to be very interested in what could be versus what is. And the Odyssey and this imagination thing also plays into the nature aspect that this card was touching on. I think at your core, those of you who gravitated towards this pile are very, that you're kind of like nature children. When you're around and immersed in nature, it really helps even further develop this strong third eye chakra that you all have. So if that's not something you've been taking time to do lately, be outside in nature, do that, because it really connects you to the core of who you are, this nature child. But okay, so let's get into the tarot cards and see what they have to say. All right, we have the Strength card. This is Leo energy. Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, the Moon. This is Pisces energy, as well as 3 of Pentacles. So you could be a Leo or a Pisces or a Scorpio. You don't have to be. But this is interesting because the Strength card and the Moon kind of touch on our natural instincts. You guys have very, very strong natural instincts, which I also refer to as intuition. Animals, for example, their animal instincts help them intuitively see what's to come. They can kind of predict things that we as humans can't You know, there's even been some pretty incredible stories of pets saving their owners from a heart attack, or like before it even happens, the dog or yeah, typically it's a dog, kind of starts freaking out and urging their owner to go get care, go to the hospital. That's all, these are animal instincts. The animal doesn't need the human brain or logic to kind of listen to itself and know that something's coming. And the moon card is all about instinct as well, because it's about a journey in the darkness where you can't see everything. You have to kind of intuitively and instinctively figure out where you're being led. You guys are fantastic at this. You guys would even be really great inspirational speakers because of this imaginative way of thinking that you all have. And all of you that gravitated towards this pile are meant to make a lot of money. Some of you are meant to kind of create and start businesses. Others of you are meant to go into investments with your money, investing in interesting kind of out there or wacky ideas or things, maybe like cryptocurrency. But you all have a very inspiring way of speaking, of understanding things. There's things that you intuitively know without needing logic, facts, or data to know it. You just kind of know it within yourself that this is where the world's headed. This is where I'm meant to go. This is where I see the future going. And it would make you guys really great entrepreneurs, or really in any industry, but especially like technology, spirituality, any sort of motivational speaking, writing. Even with the Odyssey, you guys could write some really incredible books with your imagination or through your idealism that you have. But you guys have a lot to teach people and show people. You're meant to really lead the way in your own life and the life of others, because your third eye chakra, this indigo purple aura that you have, connects you and allows you to see things that not other people can see, okay? Just like the third eye is all about our psychic abilities. It's about seeing things that others can't, seeing things that are outside of the 3D realm. You guys have this ability to kind of see into the future or see what's going on behind the scenes of things intuitively. Okay, let's look at the stones or crystals that came out for you all. And what I find really interesting is both of these cards have this aquamarine color to them. This one very obviously, but even on this card, it's got this coppery color, but then it has this aquamarine speckled throughout. So this is kind of a greenish color, which is actually associated with the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is where we operate from a center of unconditional love, compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. So for some of you, perhaps your heart chakra is a bit blocked, or for others of you, perhaps you're not yet using your third eye with your heart chakra, like in conjunction, and perhaps spirit is wanting you to do that. Maybe there's some grieving, some forgiveness that needs to go on, that needs to be released, you know, and healed, because that's going to further strengthen your third eye, your intuition. Because for some of you, you have this really strong intuition, but you brush it aside, you don't listen to it, and you know why that is? It's because your heart chakra is blocked, it's standing in the way. It's saying, no, that's not it, or no, I'm too angry at this person to say that, or to do this, or to move in that direction. I'm hurt by something. So there needs to be some clearing, so that way you can fully listen and tap into this third eye chakra of yours. Okay, let's look at this card first. Okay, this is copper. It says, who needs it? Anyone who needs the proverbial defibrillator paddles. I have no clue what that is. When to use it? When it's time to pack up an old idea of who you are and ship it out for good. Move on, renewed with copper. And it says, energize your whole world. Okay, this goes really well with the 9th house coming up in the die. So for a lot of you, your aura did not used to be this indigo color. Your third eye chakra wasn't as developed as it is now, but you've moved into a new stage of being, a new phase of being. You've awakened your intuition, you've developed it, and now it is strong. But what I'm hearing from this card is that I feel like you haven't yet fully given in to this intuition. I feel like there's still a lot of things you're ignoring. When your intuition speaks, you're kind of like, no, that can't be right. Not only that, I feel like now that you've kind of upgraded yourself and your energy in a big way, it's time to either make a move. I think some of you have been thinking about moving. I think a lot of you have been thinking about renovating the home you're already in, updating it, making it serve the new you a little bit better. Some of you are needing to kind of create an office space, a prayer space or meditation space, a library space, something, a garden in the back, maybe an herb garden. There's something that like you are more inclined to now versus who you used to be, and it's time to create an outside reality that reflects the new you, or to completely go in a new direction, move somewhere out of state, out of the country. Others of you have been considering going to college or going back to college. You have this new passion that's awakened inside of you. You can see where your future is meant to head, and so you know what you need to study to get there. So enroll in that course, obtain that certificate, renovate the house, update the home, whatever it is. It'll be different for each and every one of you. But yes, take this reading as a sign to listen to that, to go for it. It's time for a new journey, to follow the intuition. Okay, let's look at this card. Okay, it is aquamarine. All right, who needs it? Those who run hot, fire signs, anybody hanging on to an unspoken burning desire. When to use it? When you've lost your voice, when it's past time to let it go, or when you're feeling a little too in fuego for polite company. Ice yourself down with aquamarine's cold shower vibes. And it says here, keep your cool. So I've been talking about how you guys have been kind of rejecting some of this intuitive energy from your third eye chakra. And it looks like what's happening when you do that, when you suppress it, is this energy builds up inside of you, and it can make you very irritable, very frustrated, because you've got all this pent up energy. And so then it may be coming out negatively towards yourself or in your relationships. So it's really time to create a nice channel of release for this energy. Listen to the intuition, listen to where your ego's wanting to lead you, which is what this strength card talks about. And somehow that's going to have a big positive effect on your interpersonal relationships and where they're at currently. Because for some of you with this change, you may feel like, well, yeah, I feel like my intuition has really grown. I've awakened to a lot, but I'm feeling like my relationships are kind of suffering because of, you know, my change and my identity or my sense of self, my likes, dislikes. So is that really a good thing? Like you're kind of feeling frustrated by that, and Spirit's coming through saying, look, if you just channel this energy a little more, there's going to be positive changes in your relationships, your love life, your friendships, all of that. This is just this pent up energy, because literally, you guys, your third eye chakra, like they're showing me how freaking big it's expanding, and to not allow that to expand out, to instead push that inside of you, like your body can only handle so much energy. So allow it to be released. Okay, let's look at the moon cards. We have the blue moon, believe in the impossible. And the cardinal moon, be bold and make the first move. Okay, yeah, so you guys definitely, all of you that gravitated towards this pile, you guys are my indigo children, my nature children, my imagination children. There are big dreams you guys have, big changes you want to make, exciting things you want to do. But this blocked off heart chakra, okay, isn't allowing you to fully believe in it, to fully follow it. It holds you back. So it is time to work through some forgiveness and some grieving, to make that a priority so that you can truly start believing in your dreams, in the impossible. And with the be bold and make the first move, this is who you guys are supposed to be for society. You guys are supposed to be the move makers. People are supposed to follow your lead. You're kind of supposed to do things that are out of the box. You're kind of supposed to say things that maybe other people wouldn't even think of to say. You think in a really ingenious way. So once you believe in your own power, once you trust in your intuition, you're going to be able to move so quickly, so fast. Once you understand and believe that, okay, I'm supposed to kind of be kind of weird according to society. I'm supposed to do things that are abnormal. I'm supposed to be the one that makes the first move. Society, the world follows after. I'm operating from the future. Everyone else is operating from the past, okay? You guys are the path makers for society. All right, let's look at our Wisdom of the House of Night cards. Oh, I love this card. The moon, and look, it's right underneath the moon card in the tarot. How cool is that? The moon actually represents our intuition. And look at all these beautiful moons in this reading. Just gorgeous. Okay, let's look at this one. Oh, and we have the Deceit card, number 38. Okay, I want to read you guys these cards from the book definition. So let's read the Deceit card first. It's kind of calling to me. It says, when you choose the symbol of deceit, be very careful about your motives in making your choices. In the House of Night, there is one who has betrayed herself and all those who looked up to her. I'm also warning you that someone may be stabbing you in the back. Regardless of the circumstances of your question, I warn you about deceit. There will be a price to pay for betrayal in all forms. Only you know how much it will cost. That said, although the energy of betrayal can be seductive, I am stronger. You are forewarned. So this to me is talking about the deceit against your own self. There have been many instances in your life, or maybe just recently, where your intuition has come through strongly and you've said, no, that's not true. That's nothing. I'm pushing that aside. I'm not intuitive. Like you've been lying to yourself. And it's doing nothing but hurting you. It's holding you back. It's time to fully embrace and listen to your intuition. All the weird little inklings that it gives you or the odd little insights that it brings in. Embrace it, okay? All right, the moon card, number 50. This is a sign that you must trust your gut, your instincts, and intuition will lead the way through the darkness. The same message as the moon card, a journey through the darkness, guided by what? Not your eyesight, because eyesight will fail you in the darkness, guided by your intuition, your third eye. When you choose the symbol of the moon as your guide, you know that it is necessary to look beyond the obvious to know the truth of things. Some people will say one thing and you have a weird feeling that they mean something else altogether. You have this power. You are being asked to use it now. Yeah, so for a lot of you guys, you're going to be going through a major upgrade in your interpersonal relationships as you start giving in and listening to your intuition. In most of your relationships, you're kind of meant to be the leader. When arguments and disagreements happen, it's really supposed to be you that comes and makes the first move and says, okay, can we please resolve this? I think most of you are really good about doing that. But the other thing too in your relationships is intuitively feeling and listening to the energy of the people that you're allowing into your life. What are they really saying beyond what they're saying, right? Your intuition kind of has a feel for this. And you can use this to cultivate and develop really amazing, long-lasting relationships in your life. But yeah, you guys' aura is this beautiful indigo, deep purple color that just surrounds you. And previously you may have had more of a blue aura. I can kind of see that here with the cards, or maybe even a bit more of a yellow aura with the sun and the strength coming up. But now it's this rich, deep, dark purple color. Your intuition is like spot on fire. Listen to it. Don't reject the animal instincts within you. And something really good you can do to help tap into this, like I was touching on earlier, is spend some time outside. Go sit outside more often. That does wonders for your intuition. But I'm really excited for you guys in this ninth house journey that you're on, and I would love to know, what is it that you are trying to change up in your life? Where is it that you're wanting to move? What are you renovating? What are you studying? This is powerful, you guys, and you're going to help inspire so many people in the process. So I want to thank you so much for coming to this reading, allowing me to do this for you, and I look forward to seeing you in next week's Pick a Card reading, okay? Bye, you guys. Love you. Hey Pile 6, welcome to your reading. Can't wait to talk to you about your aura color, what chakra that represents, and what that means for you at this time in your life. Let's start by taking a look at the card topper you all gravitated towards. Beautiful archway. It looks kind of like it would be in the Taj Mahal or something like that. And a lot of light coming in. Look at the purity coming off of this card. Just gorgeous. Okay, on the back it says, forgive and forget. A ritual cleansing of pain and lies. Arise and awaken, see a new sunrise. So this almost feels like going back to the beginning, right? It almost kind of reminds me of what people describe when they have near-death experiences, as they go back to source, back towards the light, and they feel kind of like they're at home for the first time, when really it's like a return to home, who they truly are. So I feel like you guys are going back to your roots, getting back to the beginning of things, like setting a new foundation for yourself and doing a lot of cleansing in the process. You're getting back to who you truly are or were meant to be. And your pile is actually associated with the root chakra. So this makes perfect sense. The root chakra is the first chakra of all of our chakras, and we can't build up the other ones without the root. I mean, think about a tree or a plant. It can't grow, it can't produce fruit, it can't become anything without good, solid roots, strong roots. And this is the stage of life that you're at. Or maybe you guys have always been more inclined towards the root chakra. It's associated with the color red. So your aura color, if you were to take a picture today, would likely be a beautiful, bright, pungent red color. And the root chakra is associated with our physical identity in general, our stability, our grounding, our survival instinct, as well as our economic power. My husband actually has a very strong root chakra. His aura pictures always come out this beautiful red color. I find that people with red auras are just very grounded sort of people. They are the people that you want to go to when you need to calm yourself, when you're looking for stability, strength. Okay, these are the gifts of root chakra people. They're the beginning of everything, basically. The roots, like I said, are the most important part of any plant or tree. And no one knows that better than root chakra people. A lot of, like in today's society, a lot of people are inclined towards the fruit, right? The flowers, the falsity of things, and they neglect the roots. Root chakra people know better. They're like, no, 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 no. I don't care so much about the flowers or the fruit that's produced, because I know that if I focus on that, I'll get nowhere. I don't want superficiality. I want deep roots. So a very humble sort of energy you guys have, and it reflects in your aura. Let's take a roll of the die, and then we'll look at the tarot. Okay, we have the South Node in Scorpio in the 9th house. There may have been another pile you all gravitated towards, because very similar die coming up. So go back and listen if that's the case. The South Node is about our comfort zone. It's about what we are very used to and accustomed to. And Scorpio is all about it's about power. It's about uncovering knowledge and secrets, hidden agendas. It's also about deep intimacy with other people, and the 9th house is about higher education, knowledge, foreign travel. So it feels like you guys actually come from a past life or many past lives where you wandered a lot, you traveled a lot, you may have achieved a high level of power, of wealth, of success, okay? Like, I just see that you guys were kind of all over the place. In this lifetime, you may be kind of inclined to that as well, or you could have gone the opposite route and be very bored with that sort of thing, or reach a point in life where you're like, you know what, I don't want to wander anymore. I need roots, I need stability. And so that's kind of become your forte in this life, kind of focusing on what you can create in the here and now. What are the basics? What are the fundamentals? You know, and you just have a very humble energy about you because of that. Let's look at the tarot. Okay, we have 4 of Swords, Ace of Wands, 6 of Wands, and 5 of Swords. And notice here, there's no major arcana cards, which again confirms for me that you guys, your red aura, this root chakra, keeps you very grounded in reality. You're very much focused on the earthly realm, what's here and now. You're very reliable people too because of this, because you're not the type that are going to like wander off into dreamland and forego your day-to-day responsibilities. You don't want any of that silly nonsense. You want to take care of what needs to be taken care of today. And another fantastic thing about you all is that even when you are, first of all, you're very good at listening to your body, okay? Root chakra people are, red aura people are. When your body is tired, you put it to bed. You don't fight against that. When you're hungry, you make sure that you're eating. So you're very in tune with your body, which are your roots. Your body is the roots for your soul. It's where your soul's planted in this lifetime. You're very good at taking care of that, but you're also good at, even when you're exhausted and tired, but there is something that needs to be done. It needs to be taken care of, whether it's, you know, cleaning up around the house, making those phone calls, taking care of the bills. You are able to find the energy within you to get up and keep pushing forward. And you're recognized by others for this. People recognize your strength of character, your integrity as a person, your reliability. Okay, this is kind of what you are known for here. But here, I want to talk about this forgive and forget, because this card is talking about an argument, a disagreement, somewhere where you feel you have lost, because this is something you can get caught up in. This card here is 6 of Wands. This is about the winner, but not just a winner. They're being recognized. They're being honored. They're getting to ride through the crowd on their horse with the wreath around their head, and people are cheering and saying, yeah, you're the winner. You did it. You're awesome. They're getting recognition. Whereas this person in this card has lost a battle. He's being recognized, I guess, as the loser, or maybe overlooked entirely because someone else won. So this is the part that can kind of get you guys tripped up a little bit, because you do have high standards for yourself, but you also do, like we all do, want to be recognized for what you have achieved. For you, it almost feels like nothing if you accomplish something, but yet there's no recognition for it. No one even notices, all that hard work and effort and energy that it took for you to accomplish that. It feels like a loss anyways. So this card here, the card topper you all gravitated towards, is calling you to kind of forgive and forget, to move past things, to stay focused on your own roots, which is what you were able to recognize in yourself, and try and let go of what people don't notice about you, what people overlook. For some of you, there are maybe promotions, for example, at work that you feel like you deserved, but someone else who really hasn't put in as much effort as you got it anyways, okay? Spirit's telling me that they put you in these situations to try and get you to recognize this aspect of yourself, that sometimes you do let other people's opinions of you bring down your own energy and your own self-worth and view of yourself. This lifetime is about focusing on you, what you think about yourself, regardless of how the world receives it, and not letting the energy of loss, of being a loser, to weigh you down and trip you up on your way towards your goals and your accomplishments. So let's look at the crystals that came out for you guys. And this is I think these are the only two cards in this deck that have like multiple rocks on the front. So I thought that was interesting that both of them came out for you. Let's look at this one first, actually. Okay, so this is sapphire. Who needs it? Students of ancient wisdom. Oh, yep, there's that ninth house energy. When to use it? When resentments are doing more damage to you than those you're holding them against. Enlist sapphire to call forth that old soul that resides within, the wisest part of you who couldn't possibly care less about what anybody else thinks of you. Find your tranquil place. That is likely why this stuff bothers you. Now I get it, because you guys are a soul who has gathered a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, like traveled and experienced a lot more than a lot of other souls, and you intuitively know this. So to be in this lifetime and just to be regarded as a regular person or below average, or to not be noticed for your knowledge and your wisdom, is like super freaking frustrating for you guys, because it's like, what the hell? How does no one see that, like, I have the answer to this, that I can offer a solution? Why is no one noticing this? But your lifetime here, spirit here, is calling you to move past this. When you hold resentment towards these things, it brings you down way more than it brings down anyone else. So why do that to yourself? You deserve better. You know how wise you are. You know how capable you are. And so just hold tight to that versus holding on to what other people think of you or how others view you. Find your tranquil place. Okay, let's look at this card. Ooh, this is ruby. So this is the birthstone for people born in July. So perhaps you are a July baby. You don't have to be. Who needs it? Anyone with something worth fighting for, and any Aries. I do find that Aries people tend to have red auras. If you have an Aries sun, moon, or rising, or if you have a lot of planets in your first house, they do tend to have a red root chakra auras. Okay, when to use it? When you want to show the world you're both beautiful and ferocious. When your sex life needs a heaping tablespoon of spice. And when the doldrums have you down, reach for ruby and some really red lipstick and come out swinging. And it says, feed your fires. Yeah, you guys do have a lot of fiery energy here. I see that in the Ace of Wands. You have this great ability to fire up your energy when it's needed, when there's something that needs to be accomplished, even if you are tired, okay? And this is here because you guys listen to your body so well. If you guys neglected your body, you wouldn't have this reserve of energy to pull from in the moments that you need it. So I do think there are, how do I want to put this? In this life, okay, you may have a tendency to want to get approval from others or be in a sort of partnership or get the okay from others to do what it is you want to do. Like you may have a tendency to seek out those sorts of partnerships or relationships. But really what Spirit's wanting you to do is to incorporate more of this Aries spirit and mentality in your day-to-day life. There are a lot of things that you try and get approval on that you actually don't even need approval. Like go it alone, do it on your own. You don't need to make sure everyone's okay with it, before doing it. You don't need a partner on board to do it. There's a lot of things in you guys' day-to-day life that you kind of do that. You run it by people, you see what they think, but then you're left feeling frustrated because what happens? Well, a lot of people don't approve of it. They don't agree. So then you get frustrated feeling like, I can't do anything I want to because no one's allowing me. Well, really, you could do it on your own. You don't need the approval for a lot of these things. Or you need to start shifting things in your life, creating a life in which you don't need the approval to do what you want to do, where you are in more of a leadership position in your personal or your public life. You deserve that. You are super reliable. You guys know what you're doing, okay? You don't really need the approval of people for a lot of the things you want to do, especially like your business endeavors, personal endeavors, ideas and things that you have, things you want to start. Just do it, okay? Let this reading be encouragement to you that you can do that. Let's look at the moon cards. Okay, we have full moon in Pisces, balance, spirituality, and practicality, as well as new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. So this balance, spirituality, and practicality, you guys could be on either end of the spectrum. I feel that for most of you with this root chakra, you're much more focused on the practicality than the spirituality, because that's kind of what I touched on at the beginning. And so this card is asking you to seek out prayer, meditation, spiritual practices, because it will really, really help alleviate you in those frustrating moments where you feel like you've lost, you feel like a loser, you feel unrecognized. When you step into your more spiritual side, step away, go into prayer, go into solace, it helps you get a more big picture understanding of what's going on, and it helps you, not get so focused on the details. It helps you forgive and forget, like the card says here. So try and find some sort of spiritual daily practice for yourself, a way in which you can personally connect to God, or just don't forget to seek God out in those moments where you are frustrated and you're like, I know this is weighing me down. I'm sick of feeling irritated and angry. Let me go into prayer, into meditation, and see if my spiritual self or higher self can help, resolve this for me. Okay, so new moon in Gemini. This is about a new beginning, something that needs to be started for you all. And it sounds like it's communication. Communication is key for you guys. I think you all do need to be in some sort of career or industry in which your voice is being utilized more. Like your voice, thoughts, and ideas are what needs to take precedence over what you're actually doing. Okay, so like a manager, for example, a manager doesn't necessarily do the work, but they help inspire the people below them to do the work. They convey information to upper management and to the people below them. So something where your thoughts, your ideas, your writing, or your speaking is utilized on a grander scale than what it has been up to this point is going to be key for you to feeling fulfilled. Okay, activating your throat chakra a little bit more, because that's what this card is talking about, the throat chakra, where we speak. Your root chakra, which is very strong, right, may sometimes overpower other areas of your life you want to venture into, because the root chakra is very concerned with stability and our survival instinct and our economic power. So I feel like there are things that you've wanted to do. Maybe you've wanted to leave your job for a while, for example. But your root chakra is like, no, don't leave the job. We have stability here. I know I'm miserable here, but I get this guaranteed paycheck. So no, don't do that, right? Or maybe you wanted to study something in college, but your root chakra was like, well, no, don't study that. People who study that don't make much money. There's a lot of risk. We need to study something that kind of is more guaranteed to give us stability. So we all need that root chakra, right? We need the stability, but we want to use our root chakra in conjunction with our other chakras. For you, your throat chakra is wanting to come out more. Your ideas, thoughts are wanting to be conveyed more. So don't allow your root chakra to be immersed in fear, I guess is what I'm saying. A really healthy root chakra is not fear-focused, okay? And allows itself to work with other parts of the body, other chakras. All right, let's look at the wisdom cards. Okay, we have High Priestess of Air. Oh, look at this, and letting go. Yep, there's something you guys are meant to move on from, meant to forgive and forget and move past. Let's read that one first, actually. I want to read these to you from the book. So the letting go card. This symbol comes to you to remind you that freedom is important to everyone. If you love something, set it free. Don't hold on too tight lest you chase it away. You have the freedom at this time to choose whatever you want. Let others do the same. You will be so happy you did. Miracles come when you let go and allow the magic to happen of its own accord. Beautiful. So you know how I was talking about some of you may have this tendency to want others to approve of your ideas before you go through with them. It sounds like with this card that could even be happening the other way around, where you feel, because you do this with others, like I don't do anything without getting it approved, without making sure people like it and are okay with it. So you may flip this around onto others, where you get frustrated when others go and choose and do things without approving it with you. It may trigger you because you don't even allow your own self to do that. And you know what? Scorpio South Node is very known for this, because Scorpio is about deep intimacy. It's about like shared resources, shared finances, and entanglements with others. And that's kind of your comfort zone, but it's time to let that go. You are now moving into a more Aries-like, root chakra-like way of being, which means that you're separate from others and others are separate from you, and you don't need their approval and vice versa. It's time to let go of that and move forward into developing just your own self-identity outside of everyone else. Get really entrenched in this root chakra, red aura energy, but make sure it's not operating from fear. You have nothing to be fearful of. You guys are so capable, seriously, so reliable, so trustworthy. You guys have so much integrity. You have nothing to fear in going it alone, doing something on your own that goes against maybe what others want from you, okay? Let's read the High Priestess of Air next. That's card number 6. It says, you have drawn the symbol of the vampire High Priestess of Air, the goddess of rational thought. Logical thinking, reason, and using your mind to consider the next right action are the qualities encouraged by my vampire High Priestess of Air. Now is the time to think before you act. You are blessed with a wondrous mind and imagination. Your ability to communicate is enhanced when you meet the High Priestess of Air. This is the moment to have reasonable conversations and make calculated decisions. Beautiful. Goes very well with the new moon in Gemini card. It's time for you to communicate a little bit more, to open up a little bit more, to allow the logical thinking to override the fear-based thinking or the lack mindset, because that's what gets you tripped up. You feel fearful or uncertain, but if you were to logically sit down and think about it, things are probably going to work out. So don't let the fear trip you up, okay? You guys are meant to be grounded, rooted, and stable, but you carry, and that's the root chakra. That's your aura, okay? So that aura carries itself with you wherever you go. So there doesn't need to be a huge amount of fear over becoming destabilized, uncertain, and no longer grounded. No, you look at this guy with his red aura. He's got it all around him. It follows him wherever he goes, and it will for you as well. You can trust yourself a little bit more, all right? I love you guys. I love red auras. So many people in my life that I love have deep red auras, such a humble, grounded, practical energy. You guys can go far with it. Open up that throat chakra, speak, use your ideas a little more, write that book, post that YouTube video, do those interviews. You will be a success, okay? Best of luck to you in all your new endeavors and letting go of the past and moving forward. You guys are strong. Thank you so much for coming to this reading, allowing me to do this. I look forward to seeing you guys in next week's Pick a Card reading, but I'll leave you here. Bye. Love you guys. Hey Pile 7, welcome to your reading. I can't wait to talk to you about what color your aura is, why, what that means for you at this time in your life. Let's start by looking at the card topper you all gravitated towards. This old, ancient, rusty, but sturdy door. I love it. On the back it says 1111, numbers in doubles, synchronicity in 2. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. So some of you may be bombarded right now with all sorts of synchronicities and repetitive numbers. and that could be assigned to you, that you're kind of, I feel that whenever we are tapped into synchronicities, it means we're aligned. We're finally on the right path, and Spirit is signaling to us that we are through the synchronicities. So I feel like you guys are really, really getting in touch with your energy at this time and what it means and what it feels like to be you. And that's beautiful. You are accepting all parts of yourself. There's been a increase in your passion, your creativity, your ego has gone through a lot of healing, and you're loving what it means to be you. Now, your pile is actually associated with the sacral chakra. This is the color of my aura as well. I primarily operate from the sacral chakra. The color of the sacral chakra is orange, and it symbolizes and stands for sexuality, pleasure, creativity, our feelings and emotions, our sense of passion, as well as our self-worth. The sacral chakra is the chakra that expands when we are pregnant, okay? So that's why it's associated with both sexuality and creativity, because sexuality is a very creative form of self-expression, and it can literally create new life. So some of you may have gotten pregnant recently, may be pregnant, or you may be one of those people that loves being pregnant, or loves a good sex life, right? Or you could be very pleasure oriented, like you like to enjoy things, right? You guys are fun-loving sorts of people. You want good food, you want good music, you want things to feel comfortable. And so this is all represented through your aura energy, this beautiful orange aura that you guys have. So let's roll the die and then we'll look at the tarot cards. Okay, we have, oh wow, Uranus in the first house in Aquarius. I love this. So Uranus actually rules Aquarius. The first house is the house of self, me, myself, I, my identity, right? And Uranus is all about shock, rebellion. It's about oddity. And so I feel like you all really embrace your sense of weirdness, what makes you unique, what makes you stand out from other people. Maybe this isn't something you've always done, but you're stepping into this now. Or maybe it's how you were as a child and you're just now getting back to this. Like, these are the type of people who know themselves, love themselves, and they know that everyone is weird in their own way, right? And you guys aren't overly concerned about trying to hide that or mask that. You're very much like, well, this is, you know, who I am, so love it or leave it, you know? And that's great. It allows you to obtain a lot of freedom in your life. It allows you to emotionally detach from the things that don't serve you, to accept what is. You guys are fantastic at this. And look, we have another 1. So 11 plus the 1 right there. As well as even the Aquarius symbol is a repetitive symbol. So very interesting. Okay, let's look at the tarot cards. Okay, we have Knight of Wands, fire energy. So you all could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and your sun, moon, or rising. Ooh, look at that, the Tower. Talk about Uranus energy. Talk about shock, rebellion, aha moments. Page of Pentacles, so this is earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and more Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energy. Interesting. So, okay, I feel like this rebellious spirit I'm talking about, I'm definitely seeing in the Knight of Wands. But it's really funny because you guys are constantly having to find a balance between the rebelliousness within you, the shocking side to you, the kind of odd, unique side of yourself, and oh crap, well, I can't be all rebellion because I also need to kind of create some stability. So it seems like you guys go back and forth in extremes. Okay, so maybe at like parties and get-togethers, you're this Tower, Knight of Wands energy. You're putting on a show, you're making people laugh, you're dancing like crazy. But then maybe in your personal life, you know, you're really not that crazy. You're pretty kind of stable, quiet, focused on kind of paying the bills, taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So it feels like you flip back and forth between these two sides of yourself. It'd be really, really nice if you guys could find a way to blend these two instead of compartmentalizing them, okay? Because I feel like this kind of fun-loving, crazy out there side, people only get to see this in spurts from you. Like I said, maybe at a party, on vacation, maybe acquaintances, but then it seems like in your work life and personal life, you kind of shut this down, and then, you know, you're all work, no play kind of energy. So it'd be nice if you could blend the two. And that would also help this energy not be quite as explosive when it comes out, because then you're allowing it to come out in other areas of your life. You're laughing more often, even when you're just by yourself. You're being a little bit weird, even when it's just you, or maybe you and your spouse, or you and your kids, or wherever you compartmentalize this, would be really, really great for you. It would keep you from this sort of explosive stuff that happens every once in a while where you end up regretting it. You're like, the next day, you're like, I think I went a little too far. Well, it's just because that energy was a bit pent up. Okay, let's look at the stones that came out for you. This beautiful black stone goes well with the Tower card, right? And then this kind of green, blue, really pretty. It's the colors of the heart chakra and the throat chakra. Throat chakra is obviously about speaking, communicating. Heart chakra is about our unconditional love and empathy. But I want to look at this one first. Okay, this is black tourmaline. Who needs it? It says everyone. When to use it? Anytime you take public transportation, find yourself in a crowd, or hear that sucking sound of a coworker, family member, or malignant demon taking more from you than they are giving back. Protect your light. So that makes me think about this compartmentalization I was talking about. I think sometimes you give all this creative, fun-loving, bright energy to people or things that really aren't that important in your day-to-day life, like more with acquaintances or at parties where you're focusing on entertaining. And then I feel like in your personal life, the people with you kind of suffer without that. Not suffer, but like the most important relationships in your life don't get enough of this bright, fiery energy because it gets given out to people who don't really matter that much. When really it should be reversed. The people who don't matter should get more of this staunch, closed off, boundary-like energy, while the people who you're truly intimate with, who truly trust you, should be seeing more of this goofy, playful, inner child side within you. Okay, let's look at this card. This is Chrysocolla. Hope I'm saying that right. Who needs it? Anyone entangled in the 24/7 fear cycle propagated by the politica media complex and those who can never find the right words. When to use it? When you feel small and vulnerable and are looking for someone to parent you, but then you remember that you're a grown-up. But it's cool because you totally got this. And it says at the bottom, be your own mama. Yep, I think people with a strong orange aura energy kind of tend to operate from the place of the inner child. Even though this is the chakra that creates life, that literally is the mother of life, they tend to be more playful, inner child-like, and have a hard time setting boundaries for their own selves, because the orange chakra likes pleasure, right? It likes passion. It likes sexuality, creativity, and those things, when they're untamed, can stray us down like dangerous paths or down the wrong direction. But that's what comes with being very pleasure-oriented. The beautiful thing about the orange aura is you know how to bring pleasure to others. You know how to make other people feel good, how to put a light on others' faces. But the part we have to balance out is being that inner mother, bringing her forward, the protective inner mother who does want to set limits for us, and being able to successfully listen to that, even when it's like, oh, dang it, but that would be so much fun. Sometimes our mother knows that sometimes the things that are fun aren't necessarily good for us, right? So getting a handle on those limits, getting a handle on this kind of rebellious teenager sort of energy that us orange chakra people, I'm speaking for myself as well, tend to pull from and operate from. Okay, we have a new moon in Aries, says it's time to take action. And mutable moon, nothing is yet set in stone. Interesting. So new moons are about new beginnings, something that needs to change. And I think this card is talking about what I was touching on up here. It's time to actively take notice and force yourself to integrate these energies, to give this Aquarius, goofy, Leo-like, laughing, playful energy to the people that matter, and not waste it on people who really, they're not the relationships that matter. It's time to force yourself to do this and get more comfortable with that. It's also time to develop your inner mother. Be the mother for yourself that you would want for your own kids. What would that mean? What boundaries and limits would you set? And really start listening to it. Nothing is yet set in stone. I think some of you, especially with this tower moment, feel like I think there's regrets, okay, in your past. Things that you think, well, now there's nothing I can do. Like it's already set in stone. What's done is done, and this sucks. And what this card is saying is, no, nothing is yet set in stone. There's still so much you can do to change the outcome of your future. Start today. Don't use the past as something to discourage you. Use it as something to inspire you to change moving forward, okay? Because it can all change here. All these things that you think are irreversible, that there's no going back, there's literally nothing you can do. A lot of it actually can be changed, can be reversed, but only if you take action and, you know, start making some changes. Okay, we have the reminder card, as well as the risk card. Beautiful. The colors of these two cards are quite similar. Let's read the reminder card first. I want to read these to you from the book. Card number 28. It says, my child, sometimes I need to remind you of a lesson you have already learned. Oops, reminded me of this. When I provide you with a familiar situation, will you follow the same path blindly or choose another direction? When you draw the symbol for reminder, you are being asked to remember all you have learned about life and love up until now. Don't forget what you know already, as it isn't necessary to learn the same thing twice. Then again, how else do you learn? Keep the faith and be good to yourself. You can always start again if you make a mistake. If you stumble, I will surely catch you. Remember what you know. Wow, that really lines up with this Tower card. We're saying sometimes the energy builds up or gets used all in one place, this sacral horn chakra energy you all operate from, and it leaves you with regrets, okay? But then we inevitably end up repeating the same cycle. We see the same warning signs, but we go down the same path and we make the same mistake again. That's what this card is talking about. You don't have to keep repeating the same mistakes. You can make changes so that the outcome is different. You have more power in you than you realize. The sacral chakra is very powerful. It's the chakra from which we create new life, right? Think about how intense, how powerful that energy is. And so you can use that to manifest what it is you want, to manifest the outcomes that you want. Manifestation, though, comes not just from imagining and thinking it. It comes from taking the action we need to take to align with that manifestation. For example, we're talking about the sacral chakra, which is about sex and pregnancy, right? It's associated with manifestation as well. So for example, if a woman wants to manifest a pregnancy, she wants to get pregnant. She can't just sit and meditate on getting pregnant. She can't just write in her journal, I am pregnant, I am pregnant. Okay, that's not going to work. What's missing? Well, there's some action she needs to take, right? Some physical action, you all know what it is, in conjunction with her praying about it, meditating on it, to help manifest it and make it happen, okay? So we can't just meditate and pray. We have to make sure, am I doing the physical things in the outside world that align with this manifestation, or am I neglecting that? All right, and so that is where the power in your aura comes in. When you combine your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings of what you want with tangible action, boom, you're pregnant every single time. What you want to create is created every single time. Okay, let's read the risk card. Card number 31. It says, my child, you have come to a place where you are being asked to take a risk and try something new and different. Rather than worry about how things will turn out, why not take the leap of faith? No matter what happens, something important will be experienced. This is a sign that you can prove something to yourself, and when you accomplish it, you will be proud that you did. Another meaning here is to ask yourself about your next action. Is it worth the risk you are taking? If the answer is no, don't do it. If yes, I will give you wings to fly and will catch you if you fall. This symbol also brings a gentle warning. Your risk shouldn't be motivated by boredom. This is a symbol of consequences as well as courage. Oh yeah, I don't know about you guys, comment below, but I have an orange aura, and there's a lot that I do that's definitely motivated by boredom because I'm very pleasure seeking, which is what the sacral chakra is all about. If I'm not feeling pleasure, if I'm not feeling enjoyment, well, I'm going to do whatever I need to help spark some entertainment for myself. I can't stand being bored. But of course, if we're taking a risk just for the sake of boredom, it's probably not guaranteed to give us the greatest outcomes, to bring in the energy that we need. So with the first house here, time to take action, risk is necessary for you to get out of this cycle of how do the same themes keep coming up in my life? Why does the same sort of cycle seem to be repeating itself? Why do I constantly feel like I'm in deja vu? The synchronicities you're seeing are trying to alert you to something, trying to awaken you to something. Take action, make changes, do something different that's outside of what you typically do. Blend this orange sacral chakra energy into other areas of your life. Allow it to color your world and not compartmentalize it to just one area. You have a huge amount of creative energy within you that needs to be utilized, okay? All right, I want to thank you guys for coming to this reading, allowing me to do this for you. I really enjoyed it. You guys are my aura siblings, right? Because we're all orange auras. So comment below, let me know if you chose this pile. That way I can know which one of you shares the same aura color as me. And I look forward to seeing you all in next week's Pick a Card reading, but I'm going to leave you here and let you go. Love you guys. Bye.